When Deadliest Catch first hit the airwaves in 2005, viewers were drawn in by the danger, the drama, and the chase for king crabs in the freezing waters of the Bering Sea. But as the seasons rolled on, the name Deadliest Catch began to feel eerily literal. This wasn't just reality television, it was real life, and it came with real loss. Over the years, the show has lost some of its most iconic stars in heartbreaking, unexpected, and sometimes chilling ways. And as the show returns for season 21 in August 2025, fans can't help but look back at the tragedies that have shaped the series. Captain Phil Harris wasn't just a fan favorite, he was the soul of the Cornelia Marie. In January 2010, while offloading his catch at St. Paul Island, Phil suffered a massive stroke. Doctors placed him in a medically induced coma, but against all odds, he woke up. Those 5 extra days allowed him to speak to his sons and his closest friends. His son Josh would later call those moments awesome, a word that hardly captures the heartbreak of watching your father say goodbye. Phil passed on February 9th at just 53 years old. Then there was Justin Tennyson, a deckhand whose time on the show was brief but unforgettable. After a successful crab season in 2011, Justin checked into a hotel in Homer, Alaska with some of his crewmates. The next morning, he was found unresponsive. He was only 33. An autopsy revealed sleep apnea complications, a silent condition that can be deadly without warning. The most shocking off-camera loss came in 2015 when associate producer Joseph McMahon was gunned down outside his home in Pasadena. At just 24, Joseph had worked on 19 episodes of Deadliest Catch. The shooter was later found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The motive? Still unclear. But the tragedy left a lasting scar on the Deadliest Catch production family. Another loss came with Captain Tony Lara, who had briefly taken the reins of the Cornelia Marie after Phil's passing. He died of a heart attack in August 2015 during the Sturgis motorcycle rally. He was just 50. Though his time on the show was short, his impact was felt. In 2016, tragedy struck the spin-off series Dungeon Cove. The Eagle 3 was hit by a 10-foot wave. The boat capsized, killing Josh Paulus, Danny Matlock, and Blaine Steinmetz. Only the captain, Glenn Burkhouse, survived. He swam to shore in freezing water, then walked more than 4 miles to find help. It's the kind of story you'd expect in a movie, but it was terrifyingly real. Blake Painter, who appeared in the early seasons, battled personal demons for years. In 2018, he was found dead in his Oregon home. Prescription pills were discovered nearby. Though he'd long since left the show, his story was another reminder of the silent struggles some of these fishermen face. Malon Rise, a deckhand for Captain Wild Bill, passed away in 2020 from a heart attack in his hometown of Whitefish, Montana. Days later, the cause was revealed: acute cocaine intoxication. He was just 38. His crew made plans to scatter his ashes in the very waters he once fished. Then came Nick McGlashan. A 7th-generation fisherman and a fan favorite, Nick brought grit and humor to the show. But behind the scenes, he was battling serious addiction. At his worst, he was drinking half a gallon of vodka and using meth and heroin daily. He tried to turn his life around, but on December 27, 2020, Nick was found dead in a Holiday Inn room. He was only 33, and in one of the most devastating accidents, Todd Cochutin, a greenhorn on the Summer Bay, was killed after being crushed by an 800-pound crab pot. He had only appeared in 2 episodes. Crew members found out in real time, and the raw emotion captured on camera was a grim reminder that the job is never truly safe. The fear of death looms over the remaining crew. In a recent interview, Sig Hansen opened up about his growing anxiety, especially after a mission where the crew had to abandon ship due to a leak. "I don't have the same mentality I did before," Sig said. "Now, I just want to be home with my family." The losses of so many friends have changed him, and many others for good. As Deadliest Catch returns for its 21st season, viewers are excited, but they're also remembering the faces and voices that once defined the show. Behind every crab haul, there's a legacy. Behind every wave, there's risk. And behind every name we've lost, Phil, Justin, Joseph, Tony, Malon, Nick, Todd, and more, there's a story that reminds us why the sea truly is the deadliest catch.